The Trails series is a beloved JRPG to many, but unfortunately not for me. Only in the last year or so have I discovered this series and the love so many have for it. It's not a short series though. It starts off with 3 Trails in the Sky games and then continues on to the next story arc with Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, before moving on to the next 2 arcs consisting of 5 Trails of Cold Steel games and 1 game yet to have an English release but seen in Japan known as Kuro no Hisaki. Honestly, it's a daunting series in my eyes to start into, and when NIS America gave me a review key for Trails from Zero, I really wanted to know what it would be like to start here. I've seen a lot of people online state that starting with Zero was like starting a novel at chapter 12. But how bad would it be as a new player? While I've only played through the prologue and part of chapter 1, I can say in short, it's honestly a lot of fun, and really, my ignorance to what came before doesn't seem to have a massive impact on my enjoyment to the point I actually don't even know what I'm missing. The game focuses on a ragtag group of younger people made of many classic tropes. You have the main character Lloyd, a studious straight-A student straight out of the police academy who has the extra credentials of passing the detective exams. There's also the rich heiress Ellie, the ex-soldier and smooth-talking playboy Randy, and finally, the mysterious electronics whiz kid Tio. Together you form a side division of the police known as the SSS. The reason for this new division gets addressed in the prologue, but essentially there's another group of city protectors known as the Bracers who clean up the city and have the love of the citizens much more than the local PD. You're told the SSS was created in order to bring the eyes of the people back on the police and to earn their favor and respect once again. All that said, I do think there's something more to it to be seen as I continue my playthrough. Playing the game for the first time in 2022, the game feels very classic JRPG to me, and after the slow burn of the prologue, I can say I'm definitely hooked enough with the game to really want to see this out and play the other games in the series. I can't compare the graphics to the original, but it really has a clean and smooth look overall. The game uses a lot of camera movement to show off new areas you visit, and I really get a warm, fuzzy feeling with the graphical presentation similar to playing my favorite PlayStation 1 RPGs I know so well. Going along with the graphics is the audio, which I found to be very clean, and the songs ranging from well-fitting to music I love to just lay back and enjoy. The sound effects aren't anything overly special, but in no way do they stick out in any negative ways, so overall, I'd give the audio a solid 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10. As far as what you do in the game, you have your typical main missions, and once the game opens up, you also get the options for side missions. Honestly, the side missions I've done so far are kind of stupid fetch quests where you run around the city and talk to people or collect items. On the plus side though, it really helps you learn the navigation and districts a lot, while also getting a lot of good world building and a chance to meet characters you might not normally interact with. You also earn points known as DP for completing the missions, and you can raise your detective rank with them. To be frank, I don't really understand how most of these systems gain you any advantages, but as I mentioned before, it's at least worth it just to see more of the world, which is a really great thing. I might not be robustly covering the side content outside of missions here, but you also have other tasks you can complete for your entertainment and to take a break from going mission to mission. So far I've been able to do some fishing, which was unlocked early in chapter 1 and features a slightly more than bare bones experience where you choose your reel, bait, and are able to find specific areas to catch certain types of fish. It's not overly robust to start out with, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I have spent a fair bit of time wrangling the local fish. Much more addicting though is hitting up the local casino. To my surprise, they actually have a few different games to play, including blackjack, poker, roulette, and the classic slots machines that includes a little RPG looking game on the side of the slots that works in tandem with your slot pulls. I've been lucky enough to have this game for about a week, and yeah. A big reason why I'm not very far is because I've spent too much of my time horsing around with these little mini games. I'd call that a win in that department. In conclusion, to answer the question, can you play this game if you've never played another Trails game before? I'd say yes. This may not be the ideal starting place for the series, but I think if anyone is interested in checking this game out, you'll have a great time and find a lot of enjoyment in the classical JRPG sense. I'm Dre with Yokoso Otaku. If you like this content, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, and if you want to see more anime news, reviews, and gaming coverage, subscribe to Yokoso Otaku.